Hello everybody, welcome to my first English speaking video. I figured I'd do this one in English since it is a follow-up video of a comparison video that I made a couple months ago. A comparison between this lovely Martin LR Jr. Shawn Mendes edition and my lovely Taylor GS Mini, which I will link up here. And under this video that I made a couple months ago, I got so many English comments, and since this is a follow-up kinda in which I'm gonna tell you why and how I changed this pickup in this guitar, I figured it would be best to do it in English since it seems to be of interest to you English-speaking folks out there. So I hope you don't mind my German fellows that I'm doing this one in English, but let's get to it. So I got this Martin LR Jr. Shawn Mendes edition small body guitar in the beginning of 2023, so it's about a year old now. And in my last video, in the comparison video, I said that I didn't particularly like the pre-installed pickup, which was a Fishman Sonitone, and I'm gonna show how that sounded in a moment. But yeah, I wasn't a fan of that pickup, so I decided to switch it out for what I think is probably the best pickup for an acoustic guitar that you can get, an LR Baggs Anthem. So just a couple of things about this pickup. This LR Baggs, as you can see here, it has those little knobs inside of the sound hole. You can also get this with a preamp installed up here, but since this guitar didn't have a hole cut out of the body, I didn't want to kind of destroy it, and so I went with little sound hole knobs. So usually a lot of pickups just come with just a piezo pickup, which is like a little magnetic band that is set down here under the bridge. But this Anthem actually has two ways of recording or capturing the sound of the guitar. So this one actually does have the piezo as well down under the bridge, but it also has, and that's the special thing, it has a microphone which is stuck also underneath the bridge inside the guitar. And with one of these little knobs you can kind of blend between those two. So you could actually just have the piezo playing if you wanted to. You could also just have the microphone playing if you wanted to, but you can also, this is what I tend to do, blend within those two. So you could do 50-50, you could do 70-30. So what I'm usually doing is a kind of 50-50 blend, which I think sounds the best for me. And I'm gonna show you how this sounds in just a second. Bear with me here. So just a couple of words about why I wanted to switch out this pickup so bad. As I said, this came with the Fishman Sonitone pre-installed in it, and I think the Fishman Sonitone is actually what Martin put in most of their like low class or middle class guitars, and there's nothing against it, you know. Some people really love the piezo sound. I just have to say it didn't really sit well with me. I didn't really like it. I'm not a fan of this twangy kind of sound, but if you do, as I said, there's nothing against that too. So when I decided I did want to switch out, it was still a question what I wanted to put into this guitar. So I researched online a lot, and the LR Baggs Anthem was kind of the pickup that got recommended the most if you're looking for that natural and authentic acoustic sound. Also, I got this one recommended by a lot of my musician friends who've been playing acoustic guitar with an LR Baggs Anthem, and I've also seen it in a lot of videos of musicians that I admire. I always spot the LR Baggs, and I think all of those guitars that I've heard sound great with it, and so the decision for me to go with this one was kind of an easy one because I've just heard so much good about it. So when the decision was made, I packed up this guitar and drove to my trusted guitar store. There's just 20 minutes from where I live. I showed this guitar to those guys and I asked them to take a look at it and tell me whether or not it was possible for them to put in an LR Baggs Anthem. Sometimes it's not possible to put certain pickups in certain guitars, so you just gotta have to check first. But they said, yeah, it's possible, let's put it in. And the overall cost came down to about, I think it was 360 euros for the pickup itself, and about, I think, 60 euros on top for just putting it in, just for the work hours they put into this. So all in all, it cost me 420 euros, about that, for putting an LR Baggs into this guitar. Some might say this is a pretty high price point for a guitar that itself is just worth about 800 euros, but for me it was totally worth it because I just wasn't able to play this guitar live with this pickup because I just didn't like it. And now that I have this new pickup installed, I play this live all the time, and I have a lot of plans to do so in the future, so this was actually worth it for me. Alright, now let's get to the good stuff. How does this sound? And what you say it is the best pickup that you can get. I'm going to show you how this sounds with just the piezo. I'm going to show you how this sounds with just the microphone. And I'm also going to show you how it sounds blended together, about 50-50 rate, how I use it. And I'm also going to show you how the Fishman Sonitone sounded. Just taking some clips from the old video. You can still watch the whole thing as well if you want to. Just for reference, I'm going to put some clips in here as well. So that's about it for the sound examples, and now I'm really curious to know about your opinion. Do you think it was worth it to put in a new pickup? What do you think about the sound of the LR Baggs Anthem, and do you think it could potentially be the best pickup on the market for acoustic guitars? Do you know a pickup that's even better? Please let me know in the comments about that. Maybe even consider subscribing to the channel. It really helps me out. I usually do cover songs and original music on here, but also sometimes the occasional review video, as you've seen now. Yeah, and now there's nothing left to say then. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.